people participating in the federal Department of Education in Washington was cut. They lost about half to begin with. Now they lost about another half. So how critical is all that's happening with the Department of Education in Washington, D.C.? How critical is what they're doing to our K-12 education system in the United States of America? How many people has the Federal Department of Education in Washington, D.C. ever educated? That's a good question. It sounds to me like the only thing they do is dole out money to special programs that loons thought were critical to our country. They're not critical to our country. Babysitting services is not a Department of Education function. Putting all these restrictions and requirements on special education teachers is not educating anybody. It's just taking their time that they would be using for educating special needs kids into not educating, because they got to do the paperwork. They got to check all the boxes. They're asked for a lot of information and planning to be spelled out. This is not right. None of that stuff should be going on. That should be up to the teacher. We want the teacher in front of the students as much and as long as humanly possible, not filling out state and federal requirements, showing what they're doing. The teachers are professional. They know what they're doing. They don't need the state and the federal government to dictate anything. Especially people in the federal government and most likely the state government that never actually educated anyone. And the Department of Education sucks up big bucks, hundreds of billions of dollars, depending on the year. But for what? To take us from being number 1 in the world in education to number 33 in the world in education? I mean, think about it just for a second. What they're doing at both the federal and state departments of education are totally worthless to education. They haven't educated anyone. But having unions to help try to negotiate and dictate what local school boards are to set as far as pay and benefits, that's just wrong. Unions should not get to dictate anything to the school boards or the superintendents who are in charge of that whole process. That's all wrong.